Oh my gosh. You guys, I just had the biggest, ugh. Now I'm backwards. No. Is this one live? I don't even know what I did, you guys. Ugh. If you're coming in, I'm sorry. I don't even know what happened. It says 5 people waiting. I don't even know if this is the right one now. Like I went to go live and it just dropped me. Oh, and now nobody's here. Oh, you guys. Okay. I have to reshare this now, which is going to be tough. Major technical difficulty. If you're coming in, I'm sorry. I need to update the link. I'm sorry if you're joining in. I don't know what happened. I had a major technical difficulty. I had this cool thing. It was counting down. I had people waiting to come in. And then when I hit live, the screen was rotated the wrong way. And I tried to back and it all got messed up. So now I got to grab the link. So if you're in here, I'm sorry. Be patient with me. Technology sometimes gets me. So I'm going to grab the link to this new stream because I shared it and now I need to go update it. So I apologize if you're in here live. Just bear with me a moment. Say hi, say where you're watching from. Are you planning on actually painting rocks with me today? I'm going to be doing 15 rocks live today. I am just going to get on my phone here and get this new link shared. I shared it on our broadcast and on our channel, and now it's the wrong one. So just give me a moment. Hello, hello. I see people are here. I am going to be painting very, very, very soon. Where's the share? Share. Trying to just get the link from this, guys. I'm sorry. It's like the more prepared I tried to be, it just didn't work right. It started the video and I was vertical, which does not work when everything's laid out horizontally like this. So I've got the link. I just have to go swap it in a couple places. And send. Okay, thank you for being patient, guys. I see that you're here. Hello, hello. I just got to update this link because I dropped the original one, and so it makes a whole new link, and I've got the wrong one posted on Facebook. And I decided to go live here on YouTube again because I had such great feedback that you guys could actually cast this to your TV. It made it so you were able to paint along with me a lot easier. And since that's the point of this style of streaming, I hope you guys can actually paint with me. So sorry. Thank you for hanging out. I promise I'm going to get going. If you're in here live right now, say hi. I don't see the comments over here on my iPad. So that's the last little bit of getting things set up that I need to do. I just need to go find this and move. Cancel. Maybe I'll update in the comment. New link. We're going to get going. I promise. I promise. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All right. Okay. So today we are going to do, as I promised last time, our zombies. And it's cute because somebody actually did a zombies tutorial, another zombie. It doesn't look like mine. It's totally different style, which is awesome. but I'm still going to do them because I teased them last time I was here. So we're going to do some zombies. We are going to do some of our peeking eyeball rocks in our pastel-y colors. And then we're also going to do a washed out base coat on these rocks to do either silhouette lettering or silhouette shapes. So I am going to start by base coating these. Now I'm just going to preface this. You can do this with acrylic paint the exact same way. We've done it actually on the channel multiple times. I've just been using this color palette the whole time. I cannot see any comments on here. Has anybody said hello in the comments? I'm going to say hi from my personal computer just to see. Yeah. Okay, just making sure. All right. So feel free to say hi where you're watching from. Let me know if you're painting rocks. I just wanted to make sure I could see the comments over here on the iPad because I have my phone up high. So in order to make these washed out base coats, all you have to do is dab color. Now, if you're using acrylic paint, you just dab acrylic paint on here. Just get a good amount down. These are really flat rocks, so it works really well for this. And then we're just gonna get some water on a paintbrush and we're just gonna add some water to this and just let it kind of catch to the edges. And it's just going to be this kind of faded, washed out look to it. And I just think these are fun little base coats for silhouettes. It just adds a little pop of color behind whatever you decide to paint. I'm just getting started, Sheila. Yep, these are the very, very first ones for today. If you guys missed the lives last week, though, I went live 3 times last week, 3 days. And we have 71 rocks, I believe, done. So I've got about 30 more to go to hit my goal. If you joined last week, I'm doing 101 Halloween rocks. So we're just getting that spread out just like that. So you can do this with whatever color. Just rinsing out my brush really well after each one. But I've just been using these pastel colors all Halloween. And since I'm doing 101 rocks, I just thought it would look really kind of cool to have a little bit cohesive between the different styles and the different rocks. Now I'm using other colors throughout Halloween as well, but just in ones that I'm doing multiple color blocks like this, I've been doing these pastel colors. But again, you can just dab a little bit of paint with acrylic paint and do this exact same process. Just spreading it out and it will just kind of look like watercolor effect, but it takes a little while to dry. But while we're doing other things, we'll be able to see it. Well, yes, and you can paint along with me too today. I'm going to be painting real time for these tutorials, which I know a lot of people like. If you're just joining in, somebody mentioned you can actually cast to your television off YouTube. I just like the format for YouTube a little bit better. And once I'm done filming, the quality of my video when I download it, I can actually get my video and create smaller tutorials off of my lives. That's kind of why I stopped doing the lives over on Facebook as much, because when I tried to edit them, they didn't look great. So I'd have to film things twice. So that was tough. Kathy, you've been, I see, and I repeat comments, guys, just so you know, because on the replays, they don't always see them. But Kathy mentioned how long she'd been painting rocks for a few years. Yes, I've been at this for a while. I think the YouTube channel started in 2018. And I do apologize. This will be a longer live. So if you don't have time to hang out with me the whole time, that's okay. You can pop in and out and throughout the day here. And I'm going to adjust ever so slightly. I'm just a little far from my rocks. I don't want to drift out of screen for you guys. That's why I like to have the iPad here to the side. I can kind of watch and make sure I'm going to tilt you just a smidge more this direction. There we go. But hopefully the quality is looking really good. I got a new phone yesterday, you guys. So this is my first time using this phone. So I don't know if it looks better. I'm sure it's probably the same quality since it's live streamed. Okay, we're going to start our peeking eye rocks. Now we did these last year. They were a big hit. Everybody loves them. I keep seeing them all over the place this year. So they're pretty fun. So the first thing we got to do is place our eyeballs on our rock. Now you can do as many areas as you want, as big of eyeballs as you want. You can kind of mix it up. We're going to actually do some big ones up here. They're going to be like those peeking eyes. So do 2 up there, and then we'll do 2 down here. And I like to do my eyeballs first because, as you can see, it will probably take 2 coats. Oh, Kathy, you're going to love your pens. Now, if it's your very first set of pens, have you watched a video about priming your paint pens? Because there are some tips when you first get them, like you need to like burp them. And I know that sounds silly, but air can kind of build up in them during the shipping process. So we have a post about it. Obviously, I love to use paint pens. So I see, and you can do these ones more horizontal as well. I'll do this one a little bit more horizontal so you can kind of see the difference there. And let's see here. I saw the comment pop up. Yes, check out some videos. I have one very specifically just about opening them, and you got to shake them, and you kind of have to pulse them to get the paint flowing the first time. There's just some things worth watching, but you're going to love them. All right. And if you're just joining in now, I am working my way up to 101 rocks for my trick-or-treaters. If you're wondering, what does she do with all those rocks? I give them out with candy to our trick-or-treaters every year. Last year was the first year I actually counted as I went along, and I did 100 rocks. And then somebody pointed out that it should be 101 rocks since I'm rock painting 101, and I agreed. So this year we are doing 101 rocks. Now I am working directly on my rock. I rinse these off, but just as a good rule of thumb to take care of your paint pens, if you're drawing directly on rock, make sure that you kind of doodle off the tip of your pen from time to time. Just make sure that you don't have any like dust left over in there. You can't really see me doing that. Just dust getting in there can kind of clog it up over time. So if you're right on the rock, even if you've rinsed them, they can have some buildup, okay? So now you're gonna decide what colors you're gonna have your rocks be and where to put your stitching. So let's do the stitching first. This one's okay, just like any other pen here. And my little, always just make sure it's flowing. Now these are going to make like an eyeball shape or a football shape around your eyes, okay? And you can have the arch be bigger on top, even bigger on bottom, however you want. You can kind of play around with these, and that will make sense when I draw the line. So this one we'll do a little bigger along the top. So we're going to come like this. We're going to go under our eyes and then back up a little bit and then across. And then we're going to create the top half going up and over our eyes. So it's like kind of like an eyeball shape. Good morning, Karen. Welcome in. We're just getting going here. And then we're going to do one going the other way. And like this one, we could have closer to the top. This is just where it's peeking through the stitches, kind of. So you just have to have the lines go on either side of your eyes. And then across, like that. Okay, then we're going to fill in each of these sections with whatever color or colors that we want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these a little quickly. As long as the line here and here are in about the same place, that's kind of all you're really looking for. Like that. So far, if you are joining in while I'm doing these, we have some washed out colors in the background here that we're letting dry. All we did was put down a little bit of paint. I was using my paint pens, but you can do the same technique, just putting down a little bit of acrylic paint, any water-based paint, add a little bit of water and just kind of let it fade out a little bit. It's just going to give a fun kind of unique background. And then we're just going around these eyes right now, kind of dividing our rocks into different sections here. And like I'm showing, you can do them vertically or horizontally. There we go. And we got one more over here. And we will be done. So I know we got a couple more people popping in. Hopefully that link is working for people now. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty getting rolling this morning. I had it all set up with like a countdown. And then when it went live, it was the wrong way. It was vertical. And you can't change that once you're live. So then I had to jump off, reshare the link everywhere, but we're on, we're rolling. We're gonna get through these rocks today. All right, so now you can decide what colors that you wanna do these with. Like I've been using a lot of my pastel colors for Halloween this year, but I don't know. I don't know why I don't really, I'm not feeling the idea of doing these in pastel colors, to be honest. Like the blue is a little bit darker. Maybe I'll just do them in like that color combination. I think the yellow is just gonna take too many coats. Same with the pink. Cooler hues tend to use less coats. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. It doesn't matter on the paint pen brand. I have noticed that kind of across the board. If you are just joining in with us, we are going to do our zombies that we were teasing last week today as well. I've got those rocks up here. I just want to get a first coat down on these eyeballs because I have a feeling they might take some time. Now, I'm not going to do all of these eyeballs all the way through, to be honest, just because it just ends up taking a lot of time, and you'll get the idea from me completing a couple of them here. So I'll share pictures of them all when they're all done. 101 rocks is a lot of rocks to do live, and my throat just starts getting sore from talking for so long. I think we were live a total of like 10 hours last week. It was crazy. Brenda, yay! I'm glad you found. You probably were on the wrong link at first, and then that one was still there, and yeah, I'm not too far in. I started kind of slow. I thought maybe we'd have some stragglers, because of the way my links got messed up. So right now I'm just adding my colors, and your lines, the black lines, go right up to those black lines. You're going to reline everything when you're done anyways. We're going to color in around the black eyes, or around the eyeballs black anyways. So don't worry about hitting that black line. It's better to kind of go over the line so that you get a nice full shape and you don't see any of the rock there. So I'm just adding some color. I decided I don't want to do the super bright colors for my pastels, but the darker ones, I think I'm going to do these three. So let's just do 1, 2. I'll add the teal on one more. I don't know if I'll do all three of these while I'm live or not, but we'll see. It just depends on how many people are here, if you guys are painting with me, if you're hanging with me. I know, I think it's easier for you guys to chat when it's on Facebook, but I know so many of you had realized you can stream these on the TV and see a little bit better. But I don't think that it's as easy to comment when you're like that, but that's okay. Okay. All right. So again, if you're going right on your rocks, just a quick little doodle on a piece of paper when you're done. Just clear off the tip of that paint pen. If you're nice to your paint pens, they will last. See how fast these are drying? Even with all that water, this one's just about dry already. Okay. We'll do at least one vertical and one horizontal one all the way through today for sure. All the way out to the edges here. I kind of like the color usually to waterfall over the edge a little ways. So like when you're looking at it head on. So the way you're looking at it actually from my camera view is perfect for me to see that color goes all the way over the edge. I would actually even pull that teal a little bit further if I would have seen it from your angle before. Either that or I'll come back and give it a black outline. I often do that too, just to give it a crisp edge. Make sure I'm in view. There we go. Is anybody painting rocks today with me, or are we just watching, getting inspiration? These eyeball ones we did last year. So I've done one new rock basically each live is what I've been aiming for. So today the newish one will be the zombies. The silhouette style ones, I've done a few different things on those over the years. So I'm not even sure what all I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do words on those yet or shapes or what. Brenda, you're painting along? Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, we're gonna wait there. We can always, I can always come back and do some more. I kind of rather space around a little bit more so we can kind of get a lot of things started, and it's just where my mind wants to go today. I did that one second, didn't I? We'll do this one first. All right, so just be careful when you're picking up your rocks. I'm just making sure I'm not putting I did with that finger. I was so focused on my other one. This one almost looks like an Easter egg. It's like the perfect Easter egg shape. I have to get a batch of these rocks in April to do some fun designs. All right, so get right up along that line. And then we'll just fill her in. But yeah, all of the rocks I've been doing have been these batches, like that you can just do in batches. Like you could sit and just do 10 of these at the same time. Just work your way down a line, adding these stripes of colors, because they're really just so easy to do. But I see them posted, and every time somebody posts them, people just love them in the comments. It's so great. I love it. I'm just gonna touch this up real quick. There we go. I'm gonna not touch that one for a second, but I'll bring this one up here. And when I'm doing a big space like this, I am using kind of more of the side of the paint pen instead of using the tip. Now on this size, you can actually take the tips out and flip them over if you do kind of wear them down. And I'm not really worried so much about the tip on this one because it's big anyways. I don't use the large ones very often. My daughter actually ordered them for a craft. I don't know if anybody was here when she was live, but she was telling you she was going to paint her headphones for school. So we got the bigger ones for her. Around this corner, I just saw that comment pop up, so I'll see it in a second there. Linda, yes, this is a great one to start with. They're so cute when they're done. Have you seen the finished one, or are you just assuming they're going to be cute because you can just tell? I'm assuming maybe you've seen the design being shared online. I've shared it already this year from previous years. We've got so many Halloween rocks we've done over the years. So it's, I can share a new Halloween rock design probably every day all the way till Halloween easily. All right, so those we're gonna let sit to the side. We're gonna put them right over here for now. So these are still working their way towards dry. You can tell it's still a little damp, but you can see. So all we did here was we put down a little bit of our paint pens. Oh, there's like a little ridge on that rock. We put down a little bit of our paint pens, and then we just added a little bit of water on top. Since this one kind of had a ledge, it's like all that got trapped right there. It will still dry. I mean, look at this. This one's almost dry too. So I'm just going to move them a little further out of the way for right now. So accidentally bump them while we start working on our zombies. I'm going to make some bigger zombies. So let's go here, here. So I wiped these down with a damp paper towel. And so there's like little bits of paper towel stuck to them. These rocks are a little bit more texture to them, but they'll be perfect for what we're going to do here. Okay, so if you followed along last year, possibly, or you've just followed the page this year, I guess I should say, I painted these little zombie rocks last year, and then we were going to do these little zombie rocks this year. So I mean, this is what we're going to go from here. So I haven't painted one of these yet. So you're going to kind of work your way through the design with me, and we're going to see where we land. I think it's going to be really cute, though. I'm waiting over on the other link that was shared. Oh, no. Why is that one still there? I thought I changed the link everywhere. I'm so sorry, Melissa. I'm going to go find, I figured it would just go away because it went to go live. So what happened was I went to go live and it just stopped because it was vertical. How do I get, so does it show me live 2 places? I can't find the other one. Anyways, okay. Well, hopefully they figure it out. I mean, I'm usually pretty punctual. I wish I could go in there somehow and drop a link. Well, so far we've just done some base coating. We did some washed out base coats on some white rocks. We're gonna get started on the zombies, and this is the new one anyways. So you didn't miss anything that I've never shared before. So we're gonna do zombie rocks. So we're going to start by just putting down our heads first. Nice big circle heads. We're going to kind of figure out this body shape. As you can see, I kind of went a couple different ways here. So we're going to do our head just like we were going to do our regular zombie head. So an almost circle, you can pick wherever your brains are going to be and not color that in if you want to leave it. If you color the whole thing green, you can always color over the top. This guy feels a little gunky. This one's not from the pastel set, I don't believe. So this is a really probably very old pen. I might have to find my smaller version of this one. Hold on. No, it sounds okay. We just got to get it going. This is from my original pack of paint pens that I bought in 2018, you guys. So if you don't, I store them on their sides. I have not repurchased this pen since then. So I'm just pulsed it and it's rolling. This one's just fine. The smaller version of this one I definitely used, but see the tip of it, I've got paint coming down the sides. Okay, so just the tip is kind of, there we go. We're gonna get it working. We just have to get the heads. I feel like I could have probably done that bigger. Let's see here. I think you can see it better on this rock too. I mean, we're gonna line everything anyways, but we're gonna just start by getting our heads on. I think I'll just, yeah, we're gonna do them all. I need to take this out. So the thing is, I can, if I knew this was jammed like this, I would have taken it out. So this comes straight out this way. You can rinse this under warm water. There's just something right in the very tip because the paint's still coming out it really well on the sides. So there's still plenty of paint in here. It's just a matter of getting it off the side of the paint pan. That's why I keep pulsing it over here so I can get a nice little puddle that I can fill. But like I said, this pen's from 2018. Yes, Tammy, I have been doing a lot of lives because I figure I've got to get my 101 rocks done for Halloween. And last year I did a lot of my Halloween rocks live. I also noticed after doing the live on here the other day that the quality of the download off YouTube is a lot better, and I can still use those videos to create the smaller style tutorials, because I do enjoy going live so you guys can see them in real time, but a lot of people don't have the time to watch a tutorial in live, you know? So since I know it can download in a higher quality and I can use it, I did find my small version of this one. I can start using it. I have to find the medium one of this because that's what I'm going to use to blend with my body. So hold on one moment. I've got a lot of paint pens down here, but I have a lot of paint pens in general, so they're not all there. Maybe I don't have my medium. Is this extra fine tip? No, it's just got the wrong lid on it. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is actually blend like from green into yellow. I think that's going to help. I have the wrong tips on my pens. Okay. I think that's going to help with pulling off the fact for it to be the bee. So this one, I think it shows up on the best. I think you guys can see on this rock the best. So let's see here. So we're going to do the bee back shape. And like I mentioned before, this is literally the first one I'm doing of these. I've got my little doodle over here that I shared with you guys last week, and that's it that I'm working with here. So you're going to see my thought process of creating this bee as we go. So I'm going to do yellow back here, I think, like this. And then we're going to fill right to the green here. And this is going to take more than one coat, I can tell, because this rock is just slurping up the paint really fast, which is fine. So we're going to kind of just go like this. There's obviously going to be stripes on here, but just work with me here. We're going to work right through the process of like creating this. So let me do one more to give that a second to dry. And I know this kind of, you can't see this that well probably on that stone, but once we get our lining and our stripes on here, we'll be able to see it. Now I pulse this right on the rock. You see how if you pulse, you can get some air in there. You can get a little bit more paint flow going. All right, there's that side. Oop, I almost put the lid on the wrong one. This is what I'm talking about, wearing down your tips though. Over time. Okay, so we're going to leave that. We're going to swap back again. Now I'm going to go right along here. I'm going to kind of pulse, get my yellow going as much as I can. This one's not super. Hold on. We're going to go. Oh, here's a bigger one. Here's my big yellow. It sounds like it's got more action. All right. Be careful with that because I don't know the last time I used it. All right, so we're going to go right here. Big blob, nice bright yellow. Now we'll take our green. Make sure it's going. I'm going to go right into the edge of that yellow, and I'm going to kind of create a blended color right on the edge. And then I'm going to blend that back into the full color green. Kind of like that. And now we'll take the yellow side. I might do this with the big one too. So we're going to kind of just go right here on the edge. Yeah, I'm going to take the yellow a little further. Like I told you, we're going to figure this one out together because, see, I just doodled that until it was the color I wanted back again. Can you see that? Oh, I was off screen. I'll show you when I get back to this color. We're just gonna kind of, there's gonna be stripes along here too. I just want there to be some green into, like it's creeping through to the yellow, have a little bit of fade. I kind of like that green spilling back over the edge a little bit too. You can even go in here with a little bit of a brush and kind of dab things around a little bit, a little dry brush, kind of to kind of blend things out a little bit if you want to. See that? I guess I can bring that a little closer, but see, you can kind of blend just using your paintbrush. I'm just dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. Okay. All right, so we got that yellow. It's like creeping away. I kind of want a little more yellow though. I'm gonna add a little more. We'll use our brush again and pull that yellow up into this. Just bring that brightness up just a little bit. Okay. All right. We need to put his pink brains down. So for the brains, I like to kind of do like little like swirly shapes so that you don't end up with a straight edge. So when you come back and do your lining, you have like little arches and areas that you can kind of follow along with. So it's very loose swirls. I'm gonna put brains on all of them here real quick because that only takes a moment. So we're just kind of swirling, and you can have just like a little bubble off the top of the head. You can have like a little piece dangle down. You can do whatever you want to do. You can have it kind of come up over that way. You can have go down and it's really no rules, I guess, to how you can have your zombies. Brains. Oop, I think I got a little green. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So if you come back to your doodle paper, see how that's not pink anymore? But if you just doodle, see? Sometimes you gotta check the angle. That green wasn't totally dry, so if you get it, you can just dab. You won't pull up the color underneath if you dab. That'll give you kind of that same shape as well if you're still waiting on your green. So let's go ahead and blend out another backside here. Okay, so again, we're just gonna put down our yellow as thick as we kind of can so it's nice and loose. You could do this with acrylic paint as well. Just paint your yellow side and then your green side, and then just take a brush the exact same way and do your blending. Like you literally just lay down your colors same way. Just try to get a little bit of wet on either side. Okay, and here, I'll do this again with a new one so I can show you a different way. Like if you're just like this, you can just blend. Brand new brush is totally dry, okay? We're just gonna go back and forth along the seam, but make sure your yellow stays on the top and your green stays on the bottom. Okay, and then you can just dab, dab, dab across, okay? Now, if you pull up too much paint and you need to do another layer, you can. But once you've got that blend, you can pull the blend up or down. So if I wanted it like more yellow this way, we can come down into this green area a little bit more and pull the yellow down. Okay, so let's go one more stripe of yellow here. Yeah, I get it kind of blended into that brush. Okay, and then you can just kind of leave it like that, or if you want to do a whole nother layer, you can. Okay, that way of blending is just a little bit easier. I might do a second coat on that. We'll wait and see how it looks when it dries. All right, so we're gonna give those a moment to settle. Off to the side here, we are going to work on these guys for a minute. Let's do a second coat on our eyeballs because we want those to pop. We want them to be nice and bright white. We're going to go over all of those again. Am I in the right spot? Ah, there we go. So if you haven't been following along, I was at 71 rocks, I should say, when I started today. So we'll be 15 rocks today is the total. I'll get done through it the day. If I don't finish them here all on YouTube, I will finish them later on. I was hopping on TikTok and doing a quick little TikTok live finishing rocks, which was kind of, it's a whole different atmosphere over there for live. But I don't do anything new over there. All of the things done over there are already done over here. It's just like if I finish up these other peekaboo rocks, I would do them over there. At this point in time is when you would do another coat on some of the colors if you wanted to, like this purple, I think I touched it there. You might not need a whole second coat. There might just be a couple areas that you feel like they're just, you can kind of see through. You can kind of just dab in certain areas. Make sure your color goes all the way over the edges. Would be a good time to check that. Like my teal, I think I could use a little bit more teal. There we go. And I'm going to wait to do the lining on this a little bit so that these coats can dry a little. I feel like it went on a lot better on this rock. All right, well, we'll let that one go. Okay, he looks good enough to start. Okay, so for our zombies, I need my extra fine tip paint pen. Do some lining here. Okay. Okay. So first things first, I think I'm going to do, we're going to have one big eyeball here. So I'm going to get that one on here first. It's probably going to pull in a little green, but that's okay because I actually kind of like the idea of that. But just make sure you get that off of your paint pen. So we'll do this one with his eye over here. Oops. That's not what we meant to do. There's that one. Should we just go ahead and do our eyeball on all of them? We'll do one more over here. Kind of like having these ones back here in different spots so I can just kind of move along at different paces. There's that. Make sure your white's white before you cap it, okay? There's nothing worse than going to pull your white paint pen out and you go to draw on something and it's got yellow in it or a little bit of black or something along those lines. Okay, let's see here. All right, we have our extra fine tip. So for our zombie, we need wings, and I'm only gonna do kind of the outside edge of the wings for now because I am gonna add just a little bit of white in them. And so I don't want, like, if you're gonna put like little lines in there, you don't want that to kind of get messed up with your white. And then you're gonna decide how we want our stinger because he's gonna have a stinger. So let's get that on there. Nice pointy stinger. And then we're gonna have our stripes. Now, since his head, I am gonna have a line here. Let's go ahead and outline that. Kind of see the shape come together. So I'm gonna outline this as well. If you're joining in and you weren't here at the beginning of these zombies, these are conceptually becoming our rock right now. We're working off a doodle Post-it note here off to the side. Usually we have one of our eyes kind of like that. Usually a little frowny, wide frowny. Now, when you're outlining your brains, you want to follow some of your curls to give it a little texture. And yes, I just saw that. I can do the lining for the brain really close for you. So, and know when we were coloring it, we were kind of coloring in these little circles. I just want to make sure it's in focus. Okay. So when you're lining, just follow those curls over the edge a little bit. So see that we're going to curl back into it, and then we'll follow this little guy. And when it curls, you can kind of curl back into it a little. And so down here along the bottom, you can kind of come up and curl under. Just kind of follow the lines, and you just, so anywhere where there's a bend, you can add an extra little line like that to make it look a little bit more like brains. You can kind of curl those edges as much or as little as you want to. Okay? He's going to be a chubby zombie. All right, now we're going to add on our bee's stripes. So we need these big chunky black stripes, and I'm not going to use my super nice extra fine tip for this. I'm going to swap back over to one that's got a little bit more worn down. So, and actually one more quick thing before I do that. I'm going to put a little white in my wings just because I want that to dry. I just want like one single layer, maybe even just like a little white highlight that I'm going to put. Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't want them filled. More just like that. Just kind of that wing texture. I'm just going to let that dry. Okay. All right, so we're going to have a stinger here. We'll probably want a stripe. I want to be able to see the yellow, so we need a stripe here. And then maybe here, a nice big one. I think that's going to be good, yeah. And then you can kind of see. So when I'm filling in my bee stripes, I don't know, bees to me are kind of fuzzy. So I'm going to kind of use a very sketchy back and forth using the side of an older 1M paint pen. So I'm going to sketch it all the way across, and then I'm actually going to go the opposite direction because when I sketch back and forth, you see I'm almost making V shapes. So I want that to go both ways. So I'm going to do the same thing from the other side. I just want to get rid of that line. I don't want a harsh line right there. Okay. These are cute. All right, I'm going to fill in his stinger here. I feel like he probably needs like a couple little legs. Do bees have legs? They have legs, yeah. They probably have six legs, huh? We're just going to have, I feel like they should be like right here. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. I feel like his eyes need a little bit of like sunken in lines here. I love him. He's very cute. I don't know if I want to give him legs or not. Do you think he needs legs? What do you guys think? He does need little lines in his wings. I just want these little kind of beat up wings almost. Like I might even give him like a couple little, like he's got like a couple little tears in his wing. I don't know if he needs legs. All right, let's do another one. So we can do our stripe right over this. I feel like it needs a second coat to do that. No legs. Okay, we'll leave it how it is. And I don't know if I should write Zom-bee underneath it, or it's just, you can tell what it is, you know? Okay, so let's go ahead and line one more of these. We'll bring it up close here for you. So we're gonna go around our eye, now that we kind of know what we're doing. I'm gonna give him a little beady eye there. A little darkness around those eyes. Go around. So here, I'll show you a secondary way if you were having a hard time following that. So if you outline your brains entirely, go around just like an outline around your wavy-ish line. Once you have it completely outlined, look where you have little indents and use those to create the little curls. So see that? It's not a big indent, but there's a little indent there. You can use that to kind of curl back around like that. You can go like this. Okay, see where there's this indent here? We can have that curl back this way. Indent here, curling around. Okay, so where you see your indents, those are your like natural spaces where you can kind of create these little lines. Okay, and then let's go ahead, just outline the rest of the head here. And then the body. Oh, we got to figure out our stinger situation. Nice pointy stinger. Oh, wings on here. Yeah, you know what I say? Yeah, my lettering sometimes is great. It's very hit and miss for me. We'll see how things go here, how things progress. So for the wings, I just did these like slashy lines. I'm not filling them in 100%. Okay, I'm gonna get some white right there. There you go. This is my point. So I am swapping back out again to one that's a little less pointed. I'm going to cover the seam here, so it's kind of going from, we'll still get that yellow to green. I just don't love the way that ended up transitioning, so. Okay. And I'm just going to do really loosely ziggy-zag lines again. Again, this is not a very new, brand new, extra fine tip. This would be a little rough on that. I'm just going to turn and go the other way. Just to get rid of that harsh line. Oh, we got to fill in our stinger. He looks a little clean. I think his cheek is a little big, so I'm just gonna smush some, like he's dirty. He needs some too. It's a little too clean. There we go. All right, where's my, I'll make sure I reline that. Okay, we're just gonna add a couple little wispies in the wing. And he can have a boo-boo too, if you want. There we go, a couple zombies for us. It's like, I almost feel like it might be a little tight. Z-O-M, the dash, zombie. I might do it just super sketchy so that I don't have to do it very wide. Like it's like a, zombie. He's cute. All right, he's cute. I love him. He's fun. I'm glad we did him. All right, let's do some eyeballs, okay? All right, moving along. We've been on for a while. I don't even know how long we've been on, you guys. Almost an hour, and that's our first finished rock, you guys. I feel like I'm moving a little slower today. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna do our eyeballs. So you just gotta figure out which eyeball. I usually like to have them stacked. So pick one eyeball to be your front eyeball, outline that one first. So you're gonna go around your oval. I mean, you could run into the top or bottom, but then that way that one's kind of behind. And then when you outline the other one, it just kind of makes them stacked. And you can adjust the shape of your eyeballs and your outlines a lot in this process. And I like to do, you can do little beady eyes. I like them kind of looking in the same direction. Maybe they're all looking this way. I just mean the same direction for the set. Like this one could be looking over here if you wanted to, or looking over this way. Like that, okay? And then you are going to color in any of the gray, trying to make sure you're in focus here, any of the gray area, or gray, rock area, depending on what color your rock is, I guess, in between here. Like that. Okay, then we are going to reline this, your lines in between your colors, so it's nice and crisp. All the way over the edges. Okay, and then what the final little touches here is you're gonna do these little lines. You can do like little stitch lines. I like to do like little X's like on the seams a little bit here. I can just make sure they cross over where it's at. And then we're gonna do these little wrinkles that kind of go up and over, like your openings, like that. So it's like a stitch that's they're tearing through to peek out, you know? Now, if you think it's going to be too busy, you can kind of go around. You don't have to have every single one go up and around. Okay. Isn't that so cute? We did so many of these. Was it last year? Last year or the year before, I did loads of these. So we'll do another one here all the way to the end so that we have some more finished rocks. We'll be up to 4 finished rocks. But that's why I do these in batches. See, so like it took an hour to get our first one done, but now we're going to kind of roll through a handful of them pretty quick. So again, pick one eyeball that you're outlining first, have the other one kind of sink in behind it somehow. And I leave my pupils pretty beady. I mean, they're peeking out from in the dark. So in my mind, it makes sense to have very, wait, no, that's opposite. They should be really big then, huh? If they came out of the dark and it was bright, no, they'd have beady eyes, right? Now we don't know. Now I confused myself. All right, so we're gonna come along here. I'm just doing my nice lines here. And then we're gonna color in anywhere you can see the rock, this dark space. I feel like this one goes this way now. I don't know why. They are kind of reversible rocks though. I mean, it could go this way, it could go this way. It really just depends on the viewer, I guess. And you can do these eyeballs. I've had people comment to do glow-in-the-dark eyeballs, because that glow-in-the-dark paint for like a clear color, I mean, you can't even really see it. So now we just got to do the stitching on this. My wrist is hurting a little bit. I started a new crocheting project last night and my hands are a little tight from that. All right, so we're going to just do a couple little things, holding them together here. And a couple little lines up and over. And here's the good thing about this pattern as well, since we did like a solid color for our fabrics, if you really hate the way your line looks, you can just wait for it to dry and then go back and color over it. Get rid of it. Use your paint pen or your acrylic paint and just wipe right over it. You can do that, okay? You could even add like little like beat up marks like on the blankets like that too. That's kind of cute, right? All right. Those two are done. We have 4 done rocks. All right, we're moving along a little bit, guys. We're definitely not finishing all of these live today. Just moving a little slow. It feels like a Monday. It feels like it should be a Monday to me for some reason. I don't know why. All right. We have these kind of washed out backgrounds that we had left over from earlier on the stream. All we did was put down paint pen, a little bit of water, let them wash out a little bit. They just make fun base coats for like a silhouette. So I think they're all dry. Even this yellow one, it was a little damp. It's almost dry. So we have 5 of them. We were doing 5 of like every rock so that we could try to get to our 101 rocks in a reasonable amount of time. And we will, tomorrow we're going live again. I promise I won't mess up, and we're going to be doing our last 15, or at least starting our last 15 rocks tomorrow, and I will be done. So there's actually quite a few. We have 19 people watching right now. I know a couple of you said you were painting. Who's all painting? Anybody finished any rocks yet? It's funny because I just glanced up at the screen, and I can see like the overhead of the rocks, and I have to say they just look so cute. Okay. I'm going to do, I did these before for word rocks on like a plain silhouette like this that is kind of fun to do. Is this, it reminds me of the way that like trees in the fall start to look, the ones that are bare, they kind of have that spooky look. So this is a lettering that I kind of derived from that. I've done it before in the past. So I like everything to touch at some point in time. Let's see if I can hold this up while I do it. I'm just going to start with stick letters, but so I do want something to touch at the top and the bottom, okay? So I'm going to do boo. We're going to kind of keep our edges kind of pointy for now. And I want things to touch somewhere. So we're going to go boo, like that, okay? This will make more sense as I go along, I promise. I am going to swap back and forth a lot with my extra fine tip to keep my nice pointy one, because I do want nice points for this. So I'm going to start by giving myself an outside edge. Where's my find a corner here? So I'm going to give myself an outside edge. And that's where everything's going to be kind of growing from. And just mean like it reminds me of branches, this style. So I guess that's why I say growing. Haven't finished any yet. Started using neon green for zombies, but don't like it. Oh, well, you can use the darker green. The darker green that I use for the witches. I think you could use that for zombies. All right. But yeah, if you don't love the green, I'd wait till you get a green you like instead of forcing it. All right, so I'm kind of turning it so I can see from the top. Okay. So now where our pieces come off, that's when we're going to start making it bigger. Ah! Well, I smeared a little bit, not too bad. All right. So from like the top here. So this is our letter, so we're going to kind of attach it with this kind of triangle. If that makes sense. On top, and then a little bit one down here. And then we are gonna follow along this, making the whole thing thicker, but we're gonna use this kind of bumpy line, like think of like a tree branch. And that's what we're gonna kind of make the whole thing kind of emulate, is like a branch of a tree. When we get to points, we can have them kind of point out. And then we'll go around the outside edge and do the same thing. And it just makes this really super simple word rock. But it looks kind of creepy once it's all done. Not creepy. Well, yeah, a little creepy, a little spookier lettering. My goodness, I'm slipping a lot today. I just missed that. These ones are from Hobby Lobby. They keep them in the mosaic department. So now I'm going to come along the edge and do this kind of, just almost let your pen slip over the edge and create this texture. I'm just kind of pressing hard and creating a wobbly line. So this is for those that can't do the sharp straight lines. This one's for you. You literally want shaky, unstraight line. Okay, just like that. I feel like I need almost like if I did an exclamation point, then it won't work. I think I'm just going to do kind of like a little line coming out like that. Just need something in this space. Maybe we have some more coming further up like that, like kind of like that. Like it's reaching in a little bit. Oh, sorry, went a little high. So hopefully you guys, I'm kind of literally talking you through the design while I do it. Hopefully that helps you guys realize like it's not all perfectly planned all the time. You can just really make adjustments as you go along. Okay, we're up to 5 rocks finished. Only 26 to go. I'm sorry, 25 to go. Thank you, Jean. Yeah, hopefully this will get you guys inspired to try some fun stuff. I always feel like when you see them, sometimes it sparks you to give them a go. Let's just do a fun lined pumpkin. I haven't done that one in a while. This rock back here has like a little ridge in it, so I don't know. It's the biggest one. I just don't know if that's gonna mess it up. We'll do it on here anyways. So when I am gonna do like a sketchy lined pumpkin, that's what we're gonna do, okay? So we're gonna start by placing a stem on our rock here, just like that. And then we're gonna do the center section of our pumpkin first. Now I've got this little ridge here that I gotta go over, so I'm gonna be extra careful here, but you're going to create a football shape or an eye shape on its side. So if you wanna give yourself like, where are you heading? Like sometimes that helps for me. Like if that's kind of my bottom center point, we know where our top center point is gonna be right here by our stem. So we're gonna go out to the side, careful on that ridge. And I'm using kind of a sketchy line because the whole pumpkin's gonna be a little bit sketchy. So this way, out and over, okay? Now our second one, we're gonna go out and over, and we're gonna come to the same point, but we have to go kind of out, over, a little bit past, because the pumpkin's usually a little bit more flat on the bottom. And the third one, you can kind of follow the same first line and then go out a little bit further, and then that bottom can kind of disappear a little bit behind there too. Okay, we're just gonna get this sketched on here for our first layer. And then we're gonna do that again, and we're actually gonna add on some vining too. So let's add on a little vine here. So we're gonna go and give them a little swirl and then off to the side. And this guy, he can go kind of curl and off to the side as well. I am going to color in my stem, and I always like it to be thicker close to the stem where the vine is, because it's usually a little bit thicker right where it attaches, like that. And then we're just going to re-sketch this pumpkin just to finish that kind of, it's a kind of a sketchbook style thing. This one's been on the site for a really long time. It just looks really cute, very simple. We are going to line the edge of this and we'll make it pop. I am going to also give it just a little someplace to sit. You know, I don't like things just floating in space. So let's sketch that one back over there. Just kind of go over those lines till you're happy. Super simple, just like clean, classic pumpkin, okay? But I do still want that black crisp edge. We're not going to do all this that we did on this one. We're just going to do an outside edge. So I'm just going to take my paint pen and I'm just going to go like this. And see how it's just going to make the design pop a little bit more. To have that black outside edge. And that's okay if it runs into where our pumpkin's sitting space. Let's see, as you're watching overhead, you're going to see it just really starts to kind of pull that design up and off the rock a little bit. And there we go. Like that. And let's see here. Do another silhouette. What other silhouette do I want to do? A Happy Halloween one? I don't know if I can fit Happy Halloween on here. Tell you what. What do you guys think? I'm trying to think of something. A Happy Halloween is awfully long to fit on this small of a rock with this style, with the edge. Trick or treats, pretty long as well. Anybody have any ideas? Tanya, I have the brain fog today. That's the joy of live, sometimes trying to figure out in the moment exactly what to do. Maybe we can just do like a little mini, I was going to say a mini haunted house. I don't know if I really want to do that. Here, let's do at least one more pumpkin. How about Boo? I did the Boo one right here, though. So I was trying to think of something else so I could show you guys something else. I do like teal pumpkins. I'm going to do a teal pumpkin like this one, while I think of something else to put in there. Oh, that's a good idea. I could do a spider web. I like that, especially this one. We'll do that. So I am going to do the edge all the way around. So when I do a spider web, I like to have the spots where it's attached. So I'm going to think like here, here, and here are going to be where it's holding on, and then obviously a pinpoint. So we're going to go here to here, here to here. A couple little divots. And then we have to have the arch because those ones are the ones that are holding it in place. Sometimes we have like the one that goes to the same spot, like, oh, he made a mistake. Sometimes they're not perfect, right? And sometimes there'll be like a little, and I have to do the edge on this guy too, just because it makes the color pop a little bit. It just gives it a finished look to me. I don't know why. I've been still working on editing all those doodle rocks. I don't know if you guys have been following that series on YouTube. I've got like this little doodle rock series I've been working my way through. I finally finished doodling them all. I still have to edit them, but we ran into the holidays, so that was kind of just like a off the holidays thing. Once we finish this 101 rocks, I'll probably go back to editing those. And then I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you guys hop on and do holiday rocks live with me? I mean, is that something you guys would be interested in doing? Spooky. I like that. Okay. So spooky would be fun because that can touch in a lot of different places. Okay, so spooky. SP. Oh, okay. Why spooky? So the O's are technically the middle. So I'm going to put the O's down here first because they're kind of the weirdest to try to touch places. So then the K can touch up here. And then the Y can touch over here and come this way. That's really fun. And then the P can touch from the bottom. And then the S can touch all over the place. Spooky. All right, so let's get this guy going. Okay, so I am going to do the edge all the way around so we know what we're working with edgewise here, okay? You don't have to worry about making it lumpy and bumpy yet, but like with this S, I want to be careful. I don't want to lose my S by having it over touch. So I'm going to be really careful to keep that little gap there because I got pretty close. All right, I'm okay with this touching up here because there's plenty of it coming back down. Okay, and I can even have that Y come all the way down and touch like that. That's cool. All right, so now we're going to go back to our nice pointy one. Yes. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I will do some holiday rocks. I don't do a whole lot for Thanksgiving unless it's like word rocks. Maybe I'll do a big batch of like thankful rocks, like to drop around town because I don't have my tree up. I take my kindness rock tree down around Halloween because I'm always doing all the Halloween trees, and it just, when it gets yucky outside, I don't put them in the tree. It doesn't dry out here, and it makes it fun, something to look forward to in the spring and summer. So all I'm doing is going along this line and making it bumpy and lumpy. I still want it to stay separated from the edge a little bit. I want it connected, but not to the point where you can't see it, obviously. So we have our peak and make that kind of triangle shape coming off where it's detaching from. I'll bump along that edge a little bit. And then our Y is fun and lumpy bumpy. Our K touch in both spots if we want to. I did a giant happy Halloween one, like, not giant, a big happy Halloween one like this before using this same technique. We did quite a few of these before. So it's just a lot of lettering rocks are fancy, and this one is really, you have to like let your control go so that you can make these kind of lumpy lines without trying to be straight. Spooky. That's cute. I love that. Great suggestion. I feel like I need to add another point to this web. Guys, I'm always coming back at stuff. Right there. There was just too much air on that rock for me. That's better. And maybe He had to be on there. He had to have somebody hanging out. All right, I've got one more here. What if we just do a tree? So we're gonna just have the highest peak of the tree all the way down to the base, okay? We drew a couple of these trees when we were doing our haunted houses. So every time you try to go to the very tip of where it's gonna go and come back to the base, when you meet another stripe, make that stripe next to your original, okay? So here, once we hit this stripe, we're gonna meet that stripe all the way down. See how we would kind of create this tree effect naturally? Okay. And once you kind of get a good start on it, you can kind of visually see like where do we have some space? Where do we want to hide in some more branches? Maybe we have another, we'll come off to the side here. See how that kind of like naturally creates a tree to just follow your lines like that. It's hard for me to hold this guy up while I'm doing the tree like that. Let's see, like when I hit that, then I add to that, then you add to that, right? Just real simple. You can add little extras at the tips. Feel like it needs it. Okay. This is not my swap out. Make the swap to do our edge. But that's why I like these silhouette rocks, because I mean they took some time because they needed their dry time, obviously. But in general, once you've got the base coats, you can do them whatever colors underneath you want. You can do these cool, quick rocks on top in no time. I mean, we were finishing like rock 1 at the 1 hour mark, and now 20 minutes later, we've got, I'm just going to bring the roots just a little bit more, give them a little bit more grip into the earth there. There we go. All right. How are we doing? How are we hanging in there? You guys still painting along? Do you guys want to do another zombie or another eyes? I could do one more all the way through. Let's do one more zombie. That way I have 3 for my pictures here when it's all said and done. Let's go with this guy. We got an eyeball on him. We're gonna finish this zombie up, and then I think I'm gonna call it for today. I am going to do another live tomorrow. I've got one more new design for you guys. I should have, if there's any of the older designs that you would like me to do that I haven't done yet, or if you're not sure if I've done it yet, leave it in the comments. I'm curious if there's something that, like I have an old tutorial that you would like to see. I'm trying to think of some of the ones. I think I've gotten through most of the ones that are commonly watched year after year after year. Like we have ones that are definitely more popular than others from through the years. So let me know. I mean, obviously I take into account what you guys want to see. So we're just putting the green down here. But yes, I will definitely look into doing the holiday rocks, because I like I was saying before, the YouTube videos, I can download them and they're much better quality after the fact. So I can still use them to create the 3-minute style tutorials that other people like here on YouTube. All right. I'm gonna get the end yellow here, and I'm just gonna go right in here. We're just gonna go after it because we're doing the stripes anyways. So I'm gonna go halfway green. And I'm gonna pull it back into my yellow just a little bit. I'm gonna doodle off the tip. Can you see that? See, till I'm yellow again. Now I'm gonna go right back in here. All right. And then I'm gonna take the green. All right, like that. There we go. That's good enough. We're putting stripes on it anyways. I was making too much out of it. I just kind of like still having a little bit of the yellow on there, like he's turning currently. All right, so let's do some lining here. So we're gonna add our wings on. So let's get a tiny moment to dry. Stack those wings. Put a stinger. Nice pointy stinger there. All right, let's line our brains. So again, there's a couple ways to do that. You can line the whole thing. You can kind of add the curls and things as you go along. You can kind of play with it after you've lined it. All right, I usually do one eye X. I mean, you could do two eyes. I don't know why. This is just kind of the zombie that we did. This is the same zombie head that we did last year. It's just he's turned into his zombie self, right? I feel like he maybe has room for an eyebrow. And then for the mouth, just a frowny. You can add a tooth in there. You could add a tongue in there. Like all of my tutorials, like take it and run. Make it your own. Do whatever you want. The candy corns, I did a couple new candy corns. The ghost purple bat. The one with the 4 cute rocks. Well, we did the pumpkins already from that set. The pumpkins by far were the favorite. It's funny, the video wasn't watched the most, but the like pictures and as far as like what the kids grabbed, I don't know why, they just really loved the cute pumpkins. We're gonna give that another second to dry. I am gonna do some smudgies again. Just dabbing like this and just kind of dirtying them up a little bit. That's all I was doing. Just put a little on my finger and just dirtying them up. I do need to put a little bit of white in our wings here. I did not color them in 100% white before. I just kind of added some stripes in here because his wings are going to be a little bit beat up. Should we give this guy a tongue? Do we want a tongue? Okay. We'll give him his stripes. He's still a little wet on this side, but this side seems pretty cleared off. I'm just going to add the lines so I know where they're going to be. Okay. And we're going to color in our lines, and I'm just doing a very sketchy back and forth here. Make sure my pen's flowing good, and I'm going to go back the other way. I am going over the line a little bit because I'm trying to just kind of get rid of the harsh line, but I like the kind of look, the style, these being kind of sketchy and loose with the line work a little bit. I don't know, bees are always kind of fuzzy too. So it kind of gives it that fuzzy look without trying too hard. This was just a little bit wet still, so I'm kind of just doodling the tip off to make sure I'm getting nice black in there. I can see some of my color coming up. There we go. There we go. And we need to add a little bit of lining in on these wings. Nothing major, just kind of a little bit of, I've even had these kind of being beat up a little bit too, you know. And we decided no legs. I'm good with the no legs. Zombie, here he is. All right, you guys. I will try to do better with the planning for tomorrow. Hopefully, I will make sure that I have the landscape mode set up on my phone so it's the right way tomorrow when we start. So the original link I post is the right link. I apologize for that being a mess earlier. Thanks for everybody hanging out with me today. I see all the comments and all the likes and things like that. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow and right same time, 10 a.m. It will be here on YouTube. I will share it over to Facebook. If you aren't, make sure you're on the Facebook broadcast. I left a link for that in the description here. I'll drop it directly in there and it comes across Messenger. So I think you get it right away if you want. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.